Michael, it shouldn't go unnoticed at this stage that FIFA, long overdue in the eyes of many, trying to tighten up the whole rigmarole. And of course, new FIFA regulations include the need to hold an agent's licence, which can be achieved by passing an exam.
Just saying it gives me sweaty palms again. The
Mr.
anxiety is
Jarman,
coming
did you
back.
sit the exam?
Oh, it was horrible. I did. Yeah, I did.
Did you pass it?
I did. Yeah, I did. I walked out. I saw Kevin Quigley from the Daily Mail with his camera going click, click, click. I looked at him. I said, take whatever pictures you've taken of me out of there. He said, you're already online, mate. I didn't want to be mentioned because if I failed, guess what? You're all going to be back there in September looking at who's walking out. Oh, Michael's back there, so he failed. Yeah, exactly. So I thought,
on a scale of 1 to 10, how tough was it?
It was.
Give us a question. What's an example of a question for that exam?
It was like the working out compensation and the compensation ages, but the problem is the wording and then the answers were all very close to each other. So it could have been one or two. Yeah, and that's why for me, I just think they should have tested us more extensively, given us maybe 50 questions rather than 20 to show that we actually had the knowledge. Trying to trip up, it was just, you had to really pay attention. And the hour, you're like sweaty palms. And have I got this right? And you go and flag this question, go back to it. No, I want to change that answer. It was horrible. It was horrible.
You phoned your mum to say you passed?
Yeah, I did. She loved it. She loved it. So.
I was speaking to an agent a couple of days ago, and he was suggesting that despite the fact that the appeal against the new regulations has been thrown out by the Court of Arbitration for Sport, he thinks it will go to the European Union now, and therefore it's all going to be delayed by up to 12 months. Is that as you understand it as well?
Look, I'm just preparing for the scenario which is as FIFA has given guidance. You know, if they want to re-regulate the industry, I understand why they've done it. I think there's a lot of pretend-to-be agents out there, and there's, some really top agents out there who do a solid job.
Yeah, but a lot of cowboys too.
Correct, and that's my point. So that's why I'm happy for to re-regulate it and to kind of.
You're behind that. You're with that.
100%. 100%. I think the capping of the fees is a little bit strong, purely because it's up to a club to pay what they want to pay at the end of the day. And if the market says an agency fee can be 7% or 8%, then the club should be able to pay that. That being said, look, for me, I'm just preparing for the situation, which is as FIFA has given guidance. Yeah. I think those that are fighting back are probably the ones that haven't passed, so a little bit upset, or those that want a bit more money.
Well, Michael, on that subject, one football club owner, Darren McElhenney, has been with Alex and myself all week, owner of Peterborough United, of course. He's not backward and coming forward. He's got an opinion about everything. And he certainly had an opinion on the new rules and regulations to regulate the very industry in which you operate.
I obviously know good agents and bad agents. There's a bit of a mixture there. And I know an agent who had his missus sit the exam. Because obviously, she was a bit more academic than him. She passed it flying colours. But she was in a room where I think 90% of the people didn't pass it.
So he's an agent operating now?
Yeah.
Because his missus passed the exam?
He would use her licence, I guess you would say. It's legal. Again, it's legal, Jim. It's not illegal. It's not immoral. It's legal. Now, I like what they're doing. I like the way it's going America way. My daughter, who's 17... wants to go to college and do a sports law degree, which leads to being an agent in America. And I said, that's fine as long as you're an agent in America. Because agents in America are actually really well respected. There's a set way they get paid, they earn very good money, and they're very well liked within sports. Agents outside of America, particularly over here, get tarnished obviously with a bit of a reputation. Yes, I would bash a few, Simon bashes a few. They're not all bad.
Michael, can I just warn you, if you ever have you dealt with McElhenney?
No, not yet.
If you do, I need to warn you and caution you. He did go on to tell us a story that negotiations with an agent went so bad they ended up dangling the agent by the ankles outside the window of his office.
I would welcome it. Try me, Dara. Go on. please.
I think he might have a problem with you.
Yeah, I'm 6'2". I'm 95 kg. I can handle myself. So I'd like to see someone try. But go on.
But is his perception of agents unfair?
Look, he said, like most walks of life, there's good and there's bad, right? I think, as I said, culturally, the industry is quite Machiavellian by way of, is everything fair game? Is everyone out to really look after and support each other? No, everyone's out for their own gain, their own interest. Clubs at the end of the day are trying to sign players for as little money as possible. Players are trying to maximise their position. We're in the middle trying to find equilibrium to make a deal happen. So it's tough. It's very tough. People think it's easy. They see £50 million transfer, Man United, easy. No, it's hard. There's a lot of work that goes into it. And what I would say is the people that do sit up at the upper echelon of the industry, they're good people. They know what they're doing. They're tried and tested. And I'm 50-50. There's good and there's bad and everything. It's hard for me to sit there and say, I'm not going to sit here and say we're angelic, because I've heard of horror stories as well. But then equally, there's been moments that I've been a part of, and other agents have been a part of, where they've really helped shape the player's career to achieve their successes. Yeah. So it's 6 of one, half a dozen.
And just to be clear, you passed that exam. Your wife didn't pass it for you.
No. No way I'd run to my missus and say, "Oh, can you do this deal for me and see how much money I'm making?" No chance.
If you're going to sit it for me, lie about my age.
Yeah.
I know from our previous dealings, you're quite big on PR, how your clients are portrayed in the media. We've been talking about Jordan Henderson this morning.
Yeah.
If you were his agent and he's making this mega money move to Saudi Arabia, how would you be advising him to address the obvious conversations, the obvious criticisms that are going to come his way?
First of all, fair play to him. I think why
fair play to him?
Fair play because look, I will never stop or deny another man from going and getting what's rightfully theirs. If there's a market there for you and someone's willing to pay it, go and let the world be the world. Go and enjoy yourself. I've got slight concerns around. I didn't hear his quote, so I don't want to misquote him. But I've seen some media outlets picking up on the fact that he had quite harsh views on. I think it was the World Cup, I'm not too sure, or culturally how that area sits in terms of its human rights records. So for me, I feel if you feel about something that passionately, you would then stick to your guns and decline the offer and stand by what you are. The reality of the world is money talks, and there's clearly a price on where he's willing to bend. That being said, if I was advising him, the first thing I would always say, and I've done this with any player that moves abroad, is learn what it's like out there culturally. Don't go over there with your everything that you've learned from our culture over here. Go over, learn, adapt, find out their flaws, but find out their strengths as well, and really submerge yourself in it, because he's probably only going to be there for a few years and he's going to come back. So enjoy the whole process and report honestly. If you're enjoying your time out there and it's fantastic, say it. If it's not, then maybe highlight it. Have the internal conversations first, but also bring it to the floor. Football players do have a powerful platform to be able to bring communities together, and I do believe that they can spearhead great change within our lives. So yeah, let's see what he does. Good on you.
Michael, thank you so much. Always love your contribution, mate. Really pleased that you popped in for us. Half hour went like that. Michael Moses, Jarman, of course, looking forward to the transfer window closing. He's going to be busy, as many of the top football agents are going to be. On another front, just before we go, Spencer Oliver's going to come in here and join us. We're going to talk boxing in the final hour. You spoke to your mate, AJ? How is he?
I haven't spoken to him for a few weeks, actually. He's head down in camp. He really, because of the time zone, it's difficult to try and catch each other. We message each other every now and then. Right. But, mate, he is laser focused. You can't get hold of him at the moment for love nor money. And great, that's the way it should be. That is exactly how it should be, especially in the final stretch. But from the conversations we've had, he's in good spirits.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.